Hello, everyone. This is Monsef Afker, and thank you so much for joining us in this new call of Your Divine Uniqueness. So glad to connect with you again. So thank you for your presence. And also very excited that Jennifer Lynn is back on the show. I think this is the third call we have with her. And really, I love first like the energy that she embodies. And we feel that when we listen to her and we listen to her voice, and also we are in her presence, like it feels very grounding and very deep, very profound, and really, how to say, it helps us to come, like for me, this is my experience, help us to come to the center and be more present to receive the energy, to receive the guidance and the cause that's we may be receiving during the call. And I really love that about her, and also the insights, the wisdom that she brings about connecting to our divinity, or remembering our divinity and expressing that in our daily life in the 3D world. And so we can bring both together, our divine aspects and the human aspects, and create, like, live our divine destiny here on planet Earth. And so today's call will be about singing our heart song. And we will be discussing that, we'll be talking about that, and also about co-creating with the divine, like bringing the sacred and remembering that and embodying that in our life. And so also after that, we will have a Q&A where you can ask Jennifer your questions. And so as always, if you are on Zoom app, you can raise your hand by pressing reactions, then raise hand. If you are on the phone, you can raise your hand by pressing *9, or you can type your questions on the chat boxes, both on Zoom and YouTube. And for those of you who are new to Jennifer, she is a soul midwife, shamanic minister, energy healer, shamanic druid priestess, Rune and Ogham reader, and visionary artist. And so that's Jennifer. Welcome back to the show. Happy to have you with us today.
Thank you so much, Monsef. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's so delightful to be here, seeing each other, to be in the presence of everyone who's here joining us on Zoom. I love the phone calls as well, but this environment allows us to make that additional layer of connection and communion. And it's really beautiful. So thank you so much for hosting Your Divine Uniqueness and offering this platform, this place of connection and community, and for allowing me to be here today. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's joining us and who will watch this in replay as well. Thank you for taking time from your day to remember yourself and to connect in with your own soul. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you to you. And it's always a joy and pleasure to have you on the show. And
Thank you.
Maybe in the beginning, would you like to start with creating the connection in a circle, or maybe share a little bit about your work? How would you like to start?
Yeah, sure. I'll start by talking about myself, and then we'll set a sacred space. So as Monsef mentioned, I'm a soul midwife, a shamanic druid priestess, and a shamanic minister of the Circle of the Sacred Earth. And I'm a healer as well, energy healer. And I've been in practice for 20 years doing this work, studying metaphysics and mysticism for 30 years, teaching it for probably 20 years, 20 plus. I've lost track. This work for me is a calling, truly. This is who I am. This is who my soul is. This is the work that I do. And it is very much for me a pathway of, like Monsef was saying, remembering that we are this physical body that is the container, the vessel for this lifetime, but we are also souls. We are children of the divine, and we are here in relationship with the divine to co-create. And so all of the work that I do very much focuses or builds around that in helping you to connect with that, to remember that divinity, to free yourself of any barriers or any woundings or any ways that you've disconnected from that true divine nature of yourself, to be able to bring that through and to live in that here in this physical container as well. So it's always an honor and a pleasure to talk to people and to work with people in this way. And when we do work in mystical settings, whenever we have any kind of discussion or healing work that we're doing, we always begin by what's called setting circle. Because in all shamanic and mystical traditions, we recognize that there's this physical world that we live in, as well as a non-physical world, a world of spirit or a world of soul, and that the two are really two halves of one whole. They flow into and out of each other. They need each other, and they're in constant dialogue. And that everything that is here is born of the divine, and it is all sacred. It all has wisdom. It all has it's all embodied. It all has soul, and so we are in relationship with it. So we like to create a space for the work that we're doing, to shield us in our conversation, in our working, from what's going on around us that is unnecessary for what we're doing, but also to shield what's going on around us from the work that we're doing, right? So I usually do that with my voice. So we'll just take a minute and go ahead and set circle. I'll talk you through it. You can close your eyes and take a breath in. And exhale away any dust, any debris, any noise, any residue from any moment other than now. Exhale it back to the fires of neutralization and let it go. And take a breath in and exhale away any ancestral debris, any descendant noise, any residue from any lifetime or turning other than this one. Exhale it back to the fires of neutralization and let it go. And take a breath in and exhale away that which fails to nourish, support, and uphold your highest good and the highest good, in harmony, in balance, in peace. Exhale it back to the fires of neutralization and let it go. And take a breath in and allow yourself to settle right where you are on this circle of the earth, beneath the circle of the stars and nestled in the circle of the waters. And just breathe here. Nowhere else to be, only this moment right here, right now, breathing. And as you breathe, a beautiful orb of divine white healing light shines above your head, and it shines down upon you, shining through you from your head down to your toes, shining all the way around you, washing through you, cleansing you, and healing you in radiant divine white healing light. Feel it cascade down through your head, through your eyes, your ears, your nose, your neck, down your shoulders, out your arms, and out your hands and fingers, flowing down through your chest, through your diaphragm, through your abdomen, down through your sacrum and your hips, washing down through your thighs, your knees, your shins and calves, down through your ankles, your feet, and down and out your toes, flooding you and illuminating you in radiant divine white healing light. Just breathe in this light and let it bathe you. Let it cleanse you. Let it heal you on all levels, mind, body, and soul. Taking another breath and drawing this white light down through you one more time. From head to torso to hips to toes. And as that white or that beautiful orb releases, that light travels down through you, cleansing you one more time. From head to torso to hips to toes. And giving thanks for this beautiful cleansing. And taking another breath in. And with this exhale, allowing yourself to arrive here in this sacred circle, this refuge, this nematon, this sanctuary of harmony, of balance, of peace. And from this sacred circle I call to the fire of creation, to the light of healing, wisdom, peace, and truth. Bless this circle. Shine your light into this circle and hold this circle in loving light. And I call to the goddess, the great mother, the source of all life. Bless this circle. Shelter, nurture, support, protect, and hold this circle, this gathering of your divine uniqueness, in harmony, in balance, in peace, in wisdom, in truth, in refuge, in the highest good of all of those gathered here and listening, in the highest good, in the greatest healing. And I call to the divine creator, bless this circle, shelter, nurture, support, protect, and hold this circle and this gathering of your divine uniqueness in the light of divine creation. And let peace bless this circle. Let peace be in this circle, and let peace be now and through all time. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes. All right. Well, welcome. Sorry,
Thank you
after?
so much. Thank you so much. That was, yeah, very, very grounding, very centering.
Good. Good.
Also love the joining that we did in the end.
Thank you.
Thank you. And yeah, so about the subjects, my first question is, what is the heart song from your own perspective? What do you mean by it?
So I'm as a Druid and a practitioner of Celtic mysticism, primarily I've studied many forms of mysticism and shamanism, but it's the Celtic traditions and that keep calling me back and keep calling me back. And in the Celtic traditions, we talk about the heart song, we talk about the Oran Croí in Irish, and that heart song, that Oran Croí, it's the song that the Sacred Three uses to sing you into existence, no matter what you are. Like, I mean, it's you, Afkir, and me, Jennifer, and all the other people who are here listening today. Each one of us has our own unique heart song, but so does every tree, every river, every table, everything that exists here. It is sung into creation through the love making of the goddess, the god, the creator, the sacred three of life. And in that love making, a song arises and is sung out. And that song creates you. It brings the vibration of you into existence. It is the heart song, the song that the sacred sings to bring you into existence, right? Into manifestation. But the sacred also sings that song throughout your lifetime. So as long as you're here, that heart song, that Oran Croí, continues to sing to you. And it does change over time, of course, as you grow, as you become, as you reshape within your own experiences. And as the sacred sings that heart song to you, mystical traditions, the Irish and Celtic mystical tradition also especially says we sing that, we begin as seekers. One of the things that we're seeking, we seek the divine, right? But most people find once they get on the path that they're also seeking themselves. And in one of the things that we as seekers are seeking is that song, that thing that keeps us going, that thing that brings us here, that thing that holds us here and that gives us purpose here in manifestation, right, in each lifetime. And so we're looking for that song, we're seeking that song that is singing us so that we sing it back to the sacred. And in that way, we begin to co-create with the sacred. It becomes this beautiful dance, right? And everything that exists, like I said, it has a heart song, an Oran Croí. And so we are all a big one voice within the Oran Mor, the great song of life, which I like to think of as like a choir of everything that exists singing its heart song, in the sacred singing it's the heart song to that thing, and then that thing, that being singing its heart song into back to the sacred, creates that Oran Mor, that great song of life in that co-creative process, right? So that heart song is there all the time. You're here now. The sacred has said this vibration is needed. This type of energy, this beauty is needed here in the Oran Mor at this time. And so it has sung your heart song into existence and brought you into manifestation, right? And it continues to sing you here because your beauty, your light, your song is needed here and now in this moment. Whether or not you know exactly what it is, whether or not you've heard it or made contact with it, but as seekers, that's part of what we're looking for, is that thing that makes us unique, that connects us to the divine and offers us a purpose, right? It allows us to contribute to the beautiful co-creative dance of manifestation. It's the thing that brings us here and holds us here. So working with your heart song, your Oran Croí, is a beautiful way to connect back into that pure vibration of you. You know, in Western medicine, I'll tell you, a heart is a heart. They all kind of look the same. They all kind of have the same rhythm. But metaphysically and mystically speaking, your heart is like a thumbprint, right? Has a unique vibration. It has a unique rhythm, and it's unique to you. And one very powerful way of connecting into your purpose, connecting into the truth of you and all of the beauty that you have to shine into this universe in this lifetime, is through connecting into your heart. And so there are different ways of doing that. And I've offered through the packages that are out there, there's a meditation that I've recorded specifically for this community, actually, that will take you into that deep dive to get into your heart, to connect into your heart song, and to be able to listen to that rhythm, and to be able to find that rhythm and then bring it back out for yourself in your life. It is a sacred thrumming. It is a sacred pulsation. It is a rhythm unlike any other, that heartbeat. And even just sitting and listening, like 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, sitting with your heart, it's an organ that we kind of forget about here and now, right? I mean, it's vital. If that heart isn't pumping, what happens? You leave this lifetime, right? Your soul makes transition because your blood and everything ceases to pump, your body ceases to function. But we just kind of disregard it, like the battery that's back there running, right? It's just keeping stuff running. I don't have to think about it. It kind of does its own job, right? I can just let it go. And yet there are many Eastern traditions and again, mystical traditions that tell us that this is actually where you choose from. It's not here. In the West, we think about the brain as being the place where we choose, where we think, right? I think, therefore I am. But in mystical traditions, it's really my heart moves me. This is my main computer. It keeps me alive, keeps me physically alive, but it is also from here that my soul, that my purpose, that my sacred rhythm manifests into reality and into this world. And it's with you always. I'm a shamanic practitioner, right? I've been drumming and rattling for 30 years. And for a very long time, I used to carry a little rattle in my purse because, you know, you go out and about traveling and you never know, all of a sudden you're going to find yourself in a situation, a unique place that calls to you and you're like, oh, I need to journey and make connection. And so you pull out a rattle. I've even used little bottles of, you know, herbs in order to, you know, just shake them that way for that droning sound. But you have a built-in drone. You have a built-in sacred rhythm and sacred pulsation that can open the door to your connection with spirit. And it's your heartbeat. And making that connection, coming back to that heart, beginning to listen to it and listen to the song that's singing to you from it. It's a really powerful access point to who you are, to the divine uniqueness of you, right?
Wonderful. Yeah, I really love how you express that. And also while you were talking, like I thought about like experiencing that heart song. It's like it takes us beyond time and space. And also there is, because many times where we are not connected to that or to our heart, we feel like the time is going really fast and something is missing out. And when we are in that space, in that state of being, it feels like we transcended time. So we don't need to, how to say, it's like we are living it. We don't need to rush into doing something that will make us feel fulfilled, something like that.
Absolutely. It is it it is something that transcends time, that rhythm, very much like that sacred space that we created. It, that sacred space, that container that we set at the beginning of any sacred working in any mystical practice. It acts like it creates a sacred nexus, right? It lifts us out of the ordinary and it puts us, what we talk about in the Celtic world is betwixt and between. It puts us in that place that isn't one and isn't the other, and yet is both at the same time. And the heart's the same thing, right? And coming into that rhythm when you intentionally make contact with it and intentionally begin to abide in your heart and live in that rhythm, it lifts you out of the linearity, right? That linear nature of physicalness, of physical reality, and brings you into that sacred dance of time that spirals instead of moves just in one direction. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And also like more about the heart song. How how is it to express or reflects in the physical world? Because many times we think about that in um, something that we do or we offer, but is it more just maybe a state of being, or can it be both, like a state of being and also something that can be reflected as maybe actions or things that we do in our daily life?
Well, because it is the Oran Croí, that heart song, is the song that the sacred is singing to you, right? It sings to you who you are, who you can be, what you can become, right? We are all energy. We are all vibration. We are all frequency. And that offers sound, that offers light, that offers movement, right? It offers physicality as well as essence. We are all of these things, right? And so that heart song, it is like we talk about it as a song, but it is a vibration, right? A sacred thrumming is the way I like to talk about it. And it's one of the ways that my otherworldly teachers will also talk about it. It's a pulsation, it's a thrumming. And sorry, I'm searching for words. Sometimes I find the
Yes.
English language a little
Yeah.
challenging, but it is a state of being. It is also a state of potential. It's like a chalice that you can drink from. And what you receive out of that chalice is also dependent upon what you choose, how you choose to connect with that sacred liquid that's being offered to you, right? With that sacred rhythm. And then what you sing back out into the world is also very much rooted in your own choices. So it absolutely transcends. It's not just one thing. It's physical, it's not physical. It's soul, it's essence. You know, it's the blood in your body. It's the pumping of your atria and your ventricles. But it's also the spanda, the great breathing of the divine, right? As the divine exhales, you inhale. And as you exhale, the divine inhales. And this is what the Hindu tradition calls the great spanda. And my allies talk about this as the great breathing. And it is also that co-creative flow. And that is also a part of the Oran Croí, because you receive the Oran Croí, it manifests you sink into it, you come into conscious relationship with it, and then you offer it back in those ways that are unique to you and specific for you. Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, it does. It does. Thank you. Thank you very much. And
Yeah.
also, I have another question, is that about co-creating with the divine or the sacred within us. And because recently, like the energies, like it's been many years, like the energies are accelerating more and more, and recently even more. And this can be reflected in our physical world. That's how to say, things that we felt that are serving us are no longer serving us. It's like energetically they don't need to manifest anymore, because we are evolving and changing really fast. And also maybe we thought that things that will be manifested on a certain timing, does not, we don't see that in the physical world. So it's for different reasons. So how because things like that are changing, how our relationship with the divine is changing also, and how can we connect to that now in this time?
Well, you connect through the heart song. I mean, it's one way.
Right.
There are so many ways, right? I mean, there are so many different ways of connecting with the divine. And this is just one that I'm offering. I mean, like I said, I've been doing shamanic journey work for 30 years. That's another way of connecting with the divine. People do dream work. That's another way of connecting with the divine. Automatic writing is another way of connecting with the divine, right? I mean, there's just dowsing, scrying, tarot, and other oracle cards. All of these things offer portals for communication with the sacred. The sacred is all around you. It's not separate from you, and it is a part of you. You are also a child of divinity, right? We talk about ourselves as individuals of body, right? Of soul, and of mind, the connection point, but that integrates the two. So you are a soul that imbues a physical form for a given lifetime. And as those two, body and soul, come into harmonic resonance and alignment with each other, the mind is born. And the mind then is the governing body, if you will, that's unique to that particular lifetime. And so you are inherently connected to the divine. That connection is always there. And there are so many different ways of accessing it. And especially for new seekers, one of the first questions is, what's your way of connecting, right? And in my experience, there isn't only one. Because you're hardwired into that sacred. Part of you is here for this physical lifetime, but part of you still exists in the sacred, in the other world. Mystical traditions talk about that as the higher self, right? Some people will even talk about seeing a silver cord that stretches out away from them and disappears into the distance that connects them to the higher self when they're in mystical states or in visioning states. But you're hardwired to that connection. And there are infinite ways of connecting in. And part of your pleasure as a seeker is discovering those. You know, for some people, it's going out and walking amongst the trees. For me, time up in the mountains or in stone circles, wow, just dials me in like that, right? Sonic driving is another technique. And the one I'm offering today is working with your heartbeat, coming into your heartbeat. It's taking time to step back and intentionally sit with your heart and listen to the rhythm of your heart. It is your own personal portal into your own rhythm, your own divine rhythm. Yes, things are changing. We are in a great corridor and nexus of change. We've stepped into a new galactic turning. So just like we have a year, a solar turning that takes us from, winter through autumn, or winter to a new winter in the Celtic tradition. We have a galactic year as well. And we've just left an old galactic year behind us and we're stepping into a new one. And so we are in this sweet spot where everything is changing, where the dominant, or what's the word I want to use, the guiding principles of the previous galactic turning aren't here with us anymore. And the new galactic turning and that guiding principle is just opening. And so it is a place of shedding, of letting go, of bringing to conclusion the stuff that was from that time that we don't need to bring forward with us, letting go of anything that won't sustain us and support us and nourish us as we step and dance with our heart song and continue to sing our heart song into this new galactic turning. And that's also why these practices that allow you to connect, like coming in and sitting with your heartbeat, stepping into your heartbeat, they are so important right now because it's always there. Nobody can take that from you, no matter where you are, right? You can be driving cross country, see a spectacular vista that calls to you. You can pull off, park your car, make sure you're safe, and then sit down and listen, put your hands on your heart and allow yourself to settle into your heart and make that connection for yourself. So if you don't mind, why don't we just do a very quick kind of touch into the heart? I'm not going to take you through the full meditation that I offer, but I would like to give you that opportunity just to make that connection for yourself. Is that okay, Afkir, if we could do that?
Yeah, absolutely. It would be great.
All right.
Thank you.
So get yourself comfortable. You want to be in a quiet space where you won't be disturbed while we do this. And just close your eyes when you're ready, and you can take a breath in and exhale away. Just letting any noise, any debris fall away back to the fires of neutralization. Exhaling and letting it go. And take another breath in. And just allow yourself as you exhale to settle more deeply into your body, trusting in the chair and the cushion and the floor to support you. Exhaling and allowing yourself to settle right where you are on this circle of the earth, beneath the circle of the stars, and nestled in the circle of the waters. And just breathe here, knowing yourself safe, sheltered, nestled and held in the sanctuary of this sacred circle, in harmony, in balance, in peace. And just breathe. And with your next breath in, just bring your hands up and place them over your chest. Move them around until you can find that pulsing rhythm of your heart as it beats within you. as it pulsates with your own Oran Croí, with the sacred song of you, with the song the sacred sings to bring you here and hold you here in sacred manifestation. And as you breathe, just allow yourself to settle into that rhythm, to feel that thrumming, that throbbing, that steady, reliable, certain vibration within you. And as you take another breath in and you exhale, allow yourself to settle even more deeply into that rhythm, allowing yourself to sink into your heart, into your heartbeat, into that pulsation of you, letting that sacred rhythm hold you like a sacred water, like a vast sea. You can feel its rhythm lapping against you. You can feel it supporting you, holding you buoyant, carrying you, nurturing you, flowing with you. And just allow that rhythm to wash through you. Experience it however it comes to you. Allow any images, any awarenesses to drift through you with that rhythm. Just feel that support. Feel that sacred vibration of you carrying you. And as you take another breath in, if there's a message, that vibration that your heart song offers you today, let it come to you now. No judgment, no editing, just receive it however it comes, however it is offered, in your highest good, in the highest good, in harmony, in balance, in peace. Receive it now. And as you take another breath, give thanks to this sacred pulsation, to this sacred rhythm of you, this beautiful heart song that sings you as the sacred always intended you, this sacred refuge of you. And know that you can come back to this rhythm, this refuge, over and over and over again. Offer thanks to this beautiful heart song that is you. Offer thanks to this sacred rhythm and to this point of connection for you. And then with your next breath, allow your awareness of the beating of your heart to rise. You can feel it pulsing through your body and pulsing under your hands And let that pulsing rhythm draw you back into your bones, back into the fullness of your body, back into this moment, right here, right now. And once more giving thanks, take a breath in and come all the way back to now. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So that's just a little taste. The meditation that I do, that I've made the recording of, it's longer and it takes you much deeper into a visualization process where you can really connect in to actually into like a visionary space within that rhythm in order to ask questions and to receive guidance.
Right.
But that simple practice right there, that was 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Doing that twice a day, it's hugely powerful, and it'll deepen for you each time you do it.
Yeah,
How
absolutely.
was that, Afkir? May I ask?
Yeah, it was really, really beautiful. I mean, very relaxing, calming, and connecting to the heart. And also when you ask for the message that is coming through, for me, it was because many times we have this, we're excited about what we are creating and how it will come and when, especially. And the message was that like feeling fulfilled here and now, being in the heart and enjoying now before those things come will not delay the manifestation, or will not maybe decrease how we experience that. It will increase the quality of what we are creating. It's more just letting go of how and when. So that was the message for me.
Nice.
That's came through.
Beautiful. Time is interesting.
Right.
Time is actually a human construct. In metaphysical circles and mystical communities and the shamanic other world, time doesn't exist. That's one of the great paradoxes in shamanic work, is in the other world, there is no time. It's all now. It's all just unfolding. And it's really more of a matter of perspective and relationship.
Yeah.
And the more I find, the more you can let go of that idea of time and timelines, that this has to happen, then this has to happen, then this has to happen, right? The how and when of things. And the more you can really sink into the being of something, like the seeing it being, right? It changes the rhythm of manifestation for you.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's when we move more about the being, it's how to say, then it's more about experiencing that without trying to understand how it works. It's more about flowing with it.
Allowing it.
Right.
Allowing. And this is part of that co-creative place, right? So the sacred is singing to you inspiration, and then you sing back to the sacred. And part of it is saying, all right, so I have no idea how to make this happen, but here it is, and I'll sing it back to you. And the divine says, I know how to make that happen.
Yeah.
And then allowing it to unfold, right? In whatever way serves the highest good and the greatest healing.
And Mary Sherrod, thank you. And everyone, we would love to hear your feedback. What did you experience during this process? And also we'll start taking questions in a little bit. So so just a reminder, if you want to talk to Jennifer, you can raise your hand on Zoom app by clicking on reactions, then raise hand. So we don't have, we have phone caller. And if you are on the phone, you can click on *9 to raise your hand, or you can type your questions on the chat boxes on both Zoom and YouTube. And so before that, I would love if we can talk about the offer, the special offer that you put together for us. And I'm putting the link on the chat box. The link is yourdivineuniqueness.com/Jennifer, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Jennifer, JENNIFER. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page. And the link will also be on YouTube video description. And we have, so it includes 60 minutes one-on-one shamanic healing session and or a 30 minutes one-on-one intuitive reading session. And with both, you included the recorded heart song meditation. So yeah, I would love if you can tell us what our audience can experience with you in the sessions, and also with the heart song. I think you already talked about that.
Sure. Well, I'll start with the heart song meditation recording because, like I said, that it is it's a video recording that takes you into that heart, kind of like we were just doing now, connects you into the heart and then walks you into the heart song and walks you into a deeper space, a space of visioning there in order to engage and ask questions, to find that space to connect with the divine through your heart song and to allow your heart song to act as a guide for you, act as a support for you. And it's obviously, since it's recorded, you can watch it over and over again until you learn the process for yourself well enough to do it on your own. Or if you just want to, you can continue to work with that. So that alone is one of the packages that I'm offering. And then the other two also include that heart song meditation. There's like I said, I'm a shamanic healer, and I've been doing shamanic healing work for nearly 30 years. And so I do shamanic healing sessions where I help people to track a lot of times patterns that they've gotten stuck into in their lives. We can track it back into the soul aspects of them and untie the knots that are holding that pattern in place for them in order to free them from that pattern and allow them to move forward in a new and empowered way. We can also do shamanic healing sessions that are just looking at what wisdom, guidance, or healing most serves your highest good at this time. And I also do past life healing sessions for people who have issues, again, some kind of physical issue or an emotional issue, or they're recognizing, a lot of times this happens with like night visions or nightmares, patterns that they know are linked to a past, that we can track it back and do healing for that past life, or even that ancestor who is at the root of those patterns, and we can heal those. I do those in an hour-long shamanic healing session, which we can do over Zoom. And I'm an intuitive reader as well. So I offer one of the other package that I'm offering here. The third package is a 30-minute intuitive reading session where we can do it over Zoom or by the phone. There's two different ways to do those, where we just sit down. If you have a specific question, something you want guidance on, we can look at that question itself. Or we just ask what wisdom guidance, what is the wisdom or guidance that best serves your highest good at this time? And we see who comes in and what information comes. Sometimes it's from your allies in spirit, sometimes past lives. I just did a session yesterday where there was a dialogue between my client and a past life, where the two of them were able to finally work out some tensions between the two of them and get on the same page so they could stop being two ends of a tug of war and move forward peacefully. Also in the intuitive readings, sometimes we make contact with, your beloved deceased as well. They are really very individual and very unique, and it just depends if you have a specific issue that you want to work on. So those are the three packages.
Yeah,
the
wonderful.
60-minute shamanic healing, the 30-minute intuitive reading, that both come with the recorded meditation or just the meditation itself.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Very grateful to you. And yeah, for offering your support and the guidance through the one-on-one sessions. And also for those who wants to, as you say, to stay in the heart, to connect to the heart song, to use the meditation. Can be daily, like you said, and really can help us, especially now in these times, it really can help us to navigate these shifts and changes more easily. And,
absolutely, especially with, there's so much change. The energies are so dynamic right now, but that heart song is always there. So you can always step back into that, connect back into that to allow that noise to fall away. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And yeah, everyone, I highly recommend that you work with Jennifer and you sign up for one of these 3 packages. And again, the link is yourdivineuniqueness.com/Jennifer, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Jennifer, JENNIFER. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page. And also the link will be on YouTube video description, and it is on the chat boxes. And so we have feedback about the process you did from Irieta. Truly beautiful meditation, and her voice is so soothing. Yes, beautiful rhythm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Irieta. And Linda, thank you. That was so beautiful and comforting. I feel so relaxed and grateful for the heart message.
Beautiful. Thank you, Linda.
Yeah. Thank you, Linda. And yeah, so let's check in questions. Jill, can you unmute yourself?
Hi.
Hi.
This has
Hi,
been,
Jill.
hi. Been so nice. You do have such a soothing voice. It's very healing.
Thank you.
And it's amazing how this is like exactly what's going on. I was like, which question do I ask her? And it came right away because I've been feeling very blocked for my intuition. And I know I've been going through some changes, like I've been doing a lot of healing work. And I made some notes, like, because I used to feel like I was ungrounded. And then one of the healing people I work with said, no, you've like got that process down. You don't need to do that anymore. I'm like super grounded. So I've been doing muscle testing in different ways. And, you know, even something simple like, I'm about to call somebody. Will they answer the phone? Like something that's just a yes or no. And
Yeah.
I am like blocked. And even during that set, you know, I'm not saying that I don't get a message here and there, but then when you said like, you know, here comes a message, nothing.
Well, actually what I said was, if there is a message for you, let it come through now, right? So it might have been that in this moment and in this setting that there wasn't an appropriate space or an appropriate message to come through to you right at this moment. And the messages don't always come. And there are times where we still walk in connection with spirit, right? We are still walking in that co-creative place, and our allies are still working with us and supporting us from the other world. But there are times when their voices have to be quiet. They have to be muted because you are in a space of making choices. It's about what you choose for yourself and how you choose to move through a place instead of following guidance.
Oh.
So when you say you feel blocked, what I would say to you is perhaps, but maybe actually what you're in is in that space where there's a choice that you need to make. And once you make that choice, once you find it and you make that choice, then the pathway opens for you again. That is part of the co-creative process. We do not follow blindly. We are beings of free will. We are here as co-creators, right? There are things that we're here to do. We absolutely have a checklist, and there are certain times where our allies will say, nope, nope, not this way, do it this way, come over here, come this way, right? But there are also times when your allies will be like, well, what do you want to do?
I see.
So if you're not hearing anything, then my question for you is, where is the choice that you need to make for yourself in that situation or in this moment? Especially since you have had connection before, you said, right?
Yeah, like for example, without even trying, I could connect people who've crossed over to the other side and get messages. And there's just nothing there now. It's just, and I was
nothing there
thinking,
for you right now.
Yeah, and I was thinking maybe that because we're like everything's changing so quickly, as we've been saying, that it's going to come in a new way.
It's very possible. It's very possible, but maybe there's some decision that you need to make around that process and that connection. around your relationship with it, around how it fits in your life, around how you move forward with it, or if you don't.
Interesting.
And once you come into relationship with it again, then it'll open in the way that it's meant to be opened.
Okay, I get it. Yes. Thank
So
you.
one of the things you can ask is, what is the purpose of the silence? What is the choice you need to make in order to move forward in relationship again? Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, it's even the way you just put the words together. I had what you said, where sometimes you have trouble finding words from the English language. I get it. But you said it perfectly about like, what does the silence mean?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I love it. Thank you.
There are times when we need the silence. The silence can be very deeply healing. So yeah, you're very welcome, Jill. My pleasure, my honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here today. Appreciate it.
I love it.
Yeah. Thank you, Jill. And thank you very much, Jennifer, for the guidance. And to have Nikki. I keep on seeing myself in Hawaii and white Hawaiian wedding gown. Since you sang the song that opened this webinar, and also in the meditation, the Hawaiian theme is happiness is Monday. I see dolphins. I know they represent joy. Any message on this, please? Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Nikki. Thanks for being here. And so the Hawaiian tradition is also part of my training. It's part of my background. And the Hawaiian tradition is very much rooted in love and the sharing of that breath of life, right? The honi. And so as we work in that loving space of the sacred three, singing that heart song, it's very natural to connect into that love and flow into that aloha, the Hawaiians would say. But what I would say to you is, what is your connection with Hawaii? Is Hawaii calling to you? Or is this something that's coming out of your past that you need to become aware of? Again, like Jill, to make a choice around, to see how it impacts you. Is that what it feels like to me here as we sit here and talk? Is that's flowing out of your heart song. We're here in this space talking about the heart song and your connection to you and the song of you. So how is it those images can help you connect deeper into the truth of you? If you want to read about the Hawaiian mystical tradition, I can highly recommend Hank Wesselman's books, Spirit Walker, Medicine Maker, and Vision Seeker. Hank was, he was a shamanic practitioner, and he started having spontaneous shamanic experiences that took him into the Hawaiian culture 5,000 years from now, with an ancestor of his, connecting with an ancestor of his, and he ended up meeting and working with a kahuna here in this time in Hawaii. I had the privilege of working with both of them while Hank was still alive. Well, both of them are still alive, both have passed over. But if you want to learn more about that Hawaiian tradition and to see what it is that you need from that, how it is that aloha is singing to you out of your heart and its message for you, that might be a place to start. But I would also encourage you to take that question into your heart space and ask, what is the significance of this Hawaiian wedding gown? What is the significance of these dolphins for me? And see what wisdom comes to you from that space.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you very much, Jennifer, and also thank you, Nikki, for your question.
Yeah, thank you, Nikki.
Nikki shares, thanks a lot. I'll take your advice. It might be past life. I don't have any connection with it now or in this lifetime.
Might be a past life, could also be a future.
Yeah, beautiful. And Destiny, can you unmute yourself?
Hi, Mansaf.
Hi.
Thank
Destiny.
you. Thank you for taking my call, brother.
You're welcome.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Destiny. Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here today.
Oh my goodness. I'm just wondering. I seem to be having a connection, like a disconnect with my head and my heart and kind of the body. So I don't understand this has happened to me before, but not in this way. It almost felt like a veil. It feels like a veil. When I walked outside, it was like I couldn't sense my clairs. I couldn't sense my clair, my intuitive gifts, because it felt like it was all right here. So it was like a veil of some sort. I'm wondering if what you pick up with this.
Is this just now happening? Or
This
has this
literally
been
just
happening?
happened today.
Okay. So one thing I would say is, are you okay?
No, not really. Not really. Not really. It's because I'm hearing. Honestly, I'm doing my best to stay cool.
Okay. But you're hearing. So one of your clairs is there.
Yeah, but it's not what I want to hear. It's not.
Just take a deep breath in and exhale away. Just allow yourself to settle right where you are. Here on this circle of the earth, beneath the circle of the stars, and nestled in the circle of the waters. Take a breath. There you go. Just remember, it's your choice. You always have the right to say yes or no to a thing. And you have the right to tell a voice that's upsetting to be quiet, to be silent, and to leave you in peace. I can't hear you. I think you've muted
I've
yourself.
also got the right to tell this thing to stop, because whatever did this, I told it to stop. And I don't.
Just take off the veil. Just take off the veil. Just take off the veil. You have the right to take off the veil. And release it now and through all time. And whatever put it there, refuse its service to you. Release it from its service to you. I actually can't hear you. You've muted yourself again.
I do not receive your services.
Refuse.
I
refuse your services.
I refuse your services.
I release you from your service to me.
I release you from your service to me.
I release me from my service to you.
I release me from my service to you.
And I let you go now and through all time.
And I let you go now throughout all time, space, dimension, all levels, layers, dimensions, everywhere, which I've ever existed. Past, present, future.
And let it go.
Oh,
Better?
oh. I think so.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Destiny.
Thank you. Thank you, Mansa.
Yeah, thank you, Jessie.
Thank you,
Much love.
Jennifer.
Much love.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jennifer.
Mm.
And we have a question from Linda. Any suggestions to connect with remembering what our divine purpose was in coming here?
Absolutely. That's kind of what we've been talking about all day, all morning. Working in with the heart song. It's one of the best ways. And it is a relationship that you have to cultivate with that heart and with that heart song. But as you do cultivate that relationship, that purpose becomes clear. You'll begin to see it, you'll begin to feel it, you'll begin to recognize it, and you'll begin to be able to, as you come into relationship with that sacred vibration of you, right? That pulsing heart song, that thrumming of your unique pattern of your heart song, you'll begin to recognize it. You'll begin to feel it in your energy field. And you'll be able to, as you move through your life and opportunities come to you, you'll be able to feel it, whether this is for you or not for you, whether that vibration is in resonance with you, right? Or is in harmony with you, or if it's in dissonance and doesn't feel good. But also the more time you spend in that heart song and coming into that vibration, the more that sacred purpose of you begins to manifest. And working with that meditation, you can ask questions about your purpose, about your strengths and your gifts, and how you can best sing that heart song into this world. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jennifer. And also thank you, Linda, for your question.
Thank you, Linda.
Let's see. Tanya, can you unmute yourself?
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
Hello, Mansa.
Hi, Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
Yes, thank you for meditation. I was so relaxed that I almost fell asleep. This is my problem. Whenever I meditate, I drift away, like almost fell asleep. And I think I have to be like either sitting on a different stool or something when I can't fall asleep. So my question is, I've been feeling a bit stuck lately, and I know there is a lot of stuff going on around the world and in energy and energy levels, and my not problem, but I feel a bit stuck because I know I have to move house, and it doesn't come, the house doesn't come, and I know that everything has time, divine time and place, and but because I want to move before the end of spring, I'm a little bit kind of not nervous, but I'm not in the right state of mind. I feel like I need more flow, and instead of feeling stuck. So what do I do? How I feel more flow or bring more flow in my life into my life?
Well, in this situation, the key word here, Tanya, for you is want. I want to move by the end of spring, right? You are putting your own timeline on this. You're like, come on, spirit, this is it. This is what I want. I'm demanding it. And this is when it has to happen, right? Like we were talking about with Monsef, the how and when of it. Especially right now in this dynamic astrological and energetic environment that we are in, that impetus to feel like this has to move, this has to move, this has to move, it can feel very urgent within us. And yet in the astrological, in the universal environment, it may just not be the right time. Like you're feeling that new vibe moving up, right? But you have to work with spirit, you have to co-create. So in this situation for you, I really encourage you to have a conversation with spirit, and you can do this every day, and in this case, go outside. You need to go outside, you need to sit on the ground, be in a space where you feel comfortable and where it's beautiful to you, right? And if you want to, you can work through your heart space this way, put your hands on your heart and just hear your own heartbeat, but then talk to spirit and say, look, I feel the impetus to move. It feels to me like this is important to happen around this time. I can't find the way to make this happen. So I'm offering it to you. show me the way. Show me the way to move forward in this situation. The stuckness comes from the I want, and it has to happen at this time, right? Put it down, put that down, and start to dialogue with spirit, start to co-create and say, I feel the need to move. I feel the impetus, the inspiration to move. Feels to me like it needs to happen around this time, but show me. Show me where to look. Show me how to move. Show me how to step into this. Bring the right place to me in the right time. And then your responsibility becomes watching for what spirit brings to you, right? Be ready to receive it when it comes, to recognize it when it comes. But it's the want and it's the pinpointing of the time that's getting in your way.
I was feeling like I surrendered at some point in my life, and I thought I'll just let it, as you say, come to me. And but because it's connected, not just because I want, it connected to financial kind of, it will be raised in price so much that I won't be able to afford my property at the moment. So that's why I feel like I need to move. Like I want to move also. And yeah, today I'm walking in the woods every day because I have a dog. So I do kind of talk, and I say, and I ask them, you know, if there is something I need to know, or is somebody I will meet, or how you know, sometimes I think maybe it will come through somebody, maybe it will just, you know, like fall on my head like like a miracle, whatever. But because I'm a bit nervous, probably, you know, I kind of feel that I'm not in the right state of mind to co-create, you know, like
you're attached, you're holding on. Yeah, I just keep seeing you. You're like holding, you're gripping, right? Trying to force it. And it's like you need to like pry those fingers loose. I understand there's a deadline. I understand there's money involved. Like I get all of that. And I know what a pressure that can put on you, right? And it gets you into that. It takes you out of the space of co-creation, and it puts you in the space of, you know, of I. That's really it. Like I need this, I need this, I need this. It has to happen this way. It has to happen. Ha 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 ha. And so you miss all of these opportunities, and you miss that engagement, that co-creative engagement. So you know, however you can, and again, I see you outside, I see you sitting on the grass, and I see you talking, you know, putting your hands down on the grass and saying, this is my situation. Like as of this moment, I will not be able to afford to be here in this place, but I can't find where I need to go. There's clearly a resolution to this situation. Can you send it to me, help me find it, right? Give it into the hands of the divine and let it come. So I don't normally talk about myself, but I've been in this kind of a situation on many times, and where it's like, there's got to be a resolution. This has to happen. This has to happen. This has to happen. Right. And the minute I can let it go, and I do this in water. For me, I work in water, and I will put my hands in water, or I'll stand in the shower, and I'll say, there's clearly a solution that I'm not finding. Can you please bring it to me and make it so clear that I can't miss it? Right? So then your job is just to hear it when it comes, and to see it when it recognizes. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
And it's perfectly fine to say, look, this is the reason I'm asking for this. And I really need the solution to come, because I'm not going to be able to afford, you know, to remain here. But I don't know what the solution is. Can you bring it to me, please? Bring it to me. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. It is
You're welcome.
such a big help for me. Yeah, I need to talk more to, you know, to my angels and my guides. I know they are there, and I know they are trying to help me, but sometimes I'm stuck in my head, and I kind of, I have to connect more. I understand what you mean. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you.
It's about, again, that allowing that Monsef and I were talking about, right? About recognizing that if you'll step out of the driver's seat and put the driver's seat, you know, put the divine back in the driver's seat, the solution will come, and it'll come like that.
Oh, that's good visualization, to put my into the driving seat. Thank
There
you.
you go. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks a lot. Thank
You're
you.
welcome, Tanya.
Thank you.
With
Namaste.
gentle blessings.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Tanya.
Thank you.
Thank you. And yeah, thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, that was very inspiring and very inspiring to all of us. So thank you for that. And we have feedback from Linda. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. So grateful. And I look forward to growing with this. Thank you, Jennifer and Monsef.
You're welcome, Linda. Thank you.
And let's see. Dad, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
I can, yes.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Smile, everyone.
I can't
So-
see your smile though, Det.
That doesn't have a camera on his 20-year-old Dell Acer computer.
Understood.
But,
Well,
but,
welcome.
but it works well where I live. So I don't, if it's not broken, I don't want to fix it.
I agree with that philosophy.
I'm reaching out to you right now because I need to I feel I'm blocked or I've got past, and I'm not sure, karmic agreements that are holding me up from abundance, and especially, I want to say it, financial abundance. And I'm self-employed, and it seems every time I get close to finalizing something that will make myself and the people involved with me materially grateful, that it gets railroaded, I think, it just, and I don't put pressure on it. I just let it roll. Matter of fact, I've let something roll for the last year and a half, and they continue to tell me it's going to happen. But I'm at a point right now where I really need a cash miracle now. And I was wondering what light you might be able to help me with, and what kind of energy that we can invoke together.
And this has been going on for a while. This has been going on for, like, this is a pattern in your life, right?
It's a pattern in my life, correct. I've had huge financial paydays from the mid 80s on, and I have like one, and then I'll go and it'll be a drought, and then I'll get another one, and then sometimes at least 5 to 10 years at a time. And I'm working daily. I'm working very diligently daily.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems like, I get a bump in the road. In the last 2 months, I've had 3 things that were supposed to happen. And for some reason, all these like out of the ordinary circumstances seem to get block the situation from occurring. But there is a pattern. There is a pattern, and I know I've noticed the pattern. So
yeah, no, I can. So this is the type of thing where normally I would recommend doing a shamanic journey healing session, the shamanic healing session,
okay,
to track back and find what the source of that lock is for you,
right,
what the source of that relationship, that current relationship with financial abundance is, in order to heal it, because it is old. Like, this is old. You've had this around for a while. But I would also say to you, you need to make peace with financial abundance. You've brought in a lot of
oh, you're right about that.
Ambivalence around finance, or a lot of
Fear.
Loaded emotion, fear. Okay, fear. It's more than that, though. There's almost an anger to it too. But you've got let's just say you've got a lot of loaded emotion around financial abundance, and you're not alone in that. Like, that happens to a lot of people. This is a very it is something that a lot of people have to work through and come into a peaceful relationship with financial abundance. So one of my first things that I would say to you is it's time to make peace with financial abundance and to have a conversation. And I know this is going to sound, and it may even feel kind of strange, like I even think about financial abundance as like a person sitting in your living room, and pour a cup of tea for each of you, and just forgive financial abundance, forgive yourself, all of the past relationships that you've had, all of the things that, the previous experiences that you've had. Just forgive them and wipe the slate clean. Just agree to wipe the slate clean and allow yourself to move forward in healthy relationship, in healthy partnership with financial abundance.
Thank you. How about the land that I'm on? I've got a couple Celtic fairy rings that I've buried at different locations in my property. I've also buried
them.
I put them under the ground in certain directions.
Okay.
And then I've got a couple of other things in the eastern part of my property to bless my land that I'm on.
And
the energy hasn't kicked in.
Well, maybe it has, but it hasn't kicked in the way you expected it to.
Perhaps you're right. Because it's been over. We're over like almost 2 years now. So, I mean,
the energy has kicked in. It just hasn't had the effect that you anticipated it having.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
But the energy has kicked in. I mean, they're there, they're active, but it's the backside of the property has nothing. It's like an open door that everything's just leaving out of.
Well, it's in the front and the back. It's in 2 locations. It's one's would be northeast, and the other one would be southwest.
Well, what I see is a big river of energy flowing out from the back of the property. That's what I see.
Okay.
So somehow you need to contain the back aspect of the property.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
How do I contain it?
That's a whole nother conversation.
Okay.
We'd have to actually look at the land and, talk to the land spirits and see what needs to be done to bring things in balance. But that would actually, a really just great start would be beginning to acknowledge the land spirits. You're living where, Det? Are you in the States?
I'm in Massachusetts.
You are in Massachusetts. Okay. So tobacco is a traditional offering.
I love tobacco. Yes, I've done that. I've buried tobacco every year. I do both in 3 or 4 places on my property. So
yeah. So one very traditional way of doing it is making tobacco offerings to the land spirits and to the guardian of the land in each of the directions, north, east, southwest, not burying it, just putting it on the land. And this is a daily practice as a means of acknowledging them, addressing them, beginning to come into relationship with them, and asking them to hold your property in sacred refuge, right? And since you're in Massachusetts, you're on part of that earth that used to be part of what we think of as the British Isles. A little bit of whiskey wouldn't be amiss either. You can pour it again in the directions north, east, southwest with the honoring and blessing of the land spirits, and just asking for their sacred hospitality and their sacred refuge for you and your life there on the property.
So should it be Irish whiskey or Scotch?
Doesn't have to be either way. It can even be Tennessee whiskey. I find that the local land spirits here in this country really appreciate Tennessee whiskey. Whatever whiskey works for you. And if they have a preference, you can ask them. They can let you know.
All right. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, Det.
All right. Thank you. Good life, long life.
I'm sorry.
Good lifelong life to all of you.
Good life, long life. Peace and long life to you as well, Det. Be well. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Deb. And yeah, also thank you very much, Jennifer, for the guidance. And yeah, so also Destiny, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate you. Blessings to all. And yeah, so thank you so much. It was really, really inspiring call, very profound. Thank you for the discussion we had in the beginning, the guidance you gave to our callers, and also the process, the heart talk process. It was a very, very powerful call. So thank you.
Beautiful. My pleasure, my honor. Thank you again, Moncef, for hosting your divine uniqueness and having me here. And thank you to everyone who's been with us today and to all of those who will listen to this in the future. I would just like to close circle. Is that okay?
Yes,
just take a minute and close the circle.
Absolutely.
So we always do that. We set the circle in the beginning and then we close and release with gratitude. So go ahead and close your eyes and take a breath in and exhale away any dust, any debris, any noise, any residue from any moment other than now, and anything that fails to nourish, support, and uphold your highest good and the highest good in harmony, in balance, in peace. Exhale it and release it back to the oneness, back to the Great Spirit, and let it go now and through all time. And take a breath in and allow yourself to settle here in this sacred circle, on this circle of the earth, beneath the circle of the stars, and nestled in the circle of the waters. And from this sacred circle I give thanks to the fire of creation, to the light of healing, wisdom, peace, and truth, to the goddess, the great mother, the source of all life, to the divine creator and the light of divine creation. Thank you for your light, your wisdom, your support now and always. And I give thanks to all of the loving, wise, compassionate, benevolent healing ones who have sheltered, nurtured, supported, and protected this gathering today in your divine uniqueness. With deepest gratitude and love always, I close the doors on this gathering of your divine uniqueness. And I release the spirits who have held the encompassing around this gathering of your divine uniqueness. Go in peace. Peace be upon you, peace be upon us, peace be between us, and peace be now and through all time. Shanae. All right. Thank you, everyone, again. Such a pleasure. Thank you, Moncef. Always a joy.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jennifer. And Jill Sherratt, thank you so much for all this interesting, calming, enlightening information. I got something from every person you spoke to. Thank you,
Beautiful.
Jill. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you again, Jennifer. And thank you, everyone, for cooperation with us this call today, for your presence, for your beautiful energies. Thank you for those who asked their questions. And again, I invite you to sign up to one of the free packages that Jennifer is offering to us. The link is yourdivineuniqueness.com/Jennifer, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Jennifer, JENNIFER. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page. And the link will be also on, or is already on the YouTube video description. And so, as she mentioned earlier, we have the 60-minute one-on-one shamanic healing session, or 30 minutes one-on-one intuitive reading session, and included with both or alone, the recorded heart song meditation. And yeah, so that's everyone. Sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next call. Bye-bye, everyone.
Be well, with gentle blessings always.